Just ahead on this edition of the news feed, hear what President Sands has to say about a rising issue throughout college campuses.
Plus, the Corps of Cadets add a new group to be more inclusive.
And learn about a new coach for the Hokies. Those stories and more coming up next. Hello, and thanks for joining us for this edition of the news feed. I'm CJ Fiala.
And I'm Tamara Brown. Students and faculty from Virginia Tech's Greek organizations attended a forum recently to discuss campus safety and sexual assault in the light of the rape allegations at UVA. President Sands gave the opening remarks where he proposed Virginia Tech's plan to serve as a national leader and model for colleges and universities across the country. This forum allowed members and representatives of Greek organizations to ask questions and provide suggestions for preventing sexual assault on and off Virginia Tech's campus. Byron Hughes, Director of Fraternity and Sorority Life, provides ways to address sexual assault and enhance leadership in the Greek community.
There are two ways that you can really go to deal with the issue of sexual violence. You can either hit it with programming, and you can hit it with tighter regulations and policies, or you can think differently and say, okay, well, how do I teach you about race leadership? How do I teach you about a value-centered life? How do I teach you about civility? And then in teaching about that, you can start to talk about, well, what are those situations in which that's not happening?
This forum allowed an open discussion about a pressing issue throughout college campuses across the country. President Sands, in collaboration with Hughes and the Greek community, hopes to strengthen communication and host more forums in the future. At Virginia Tech, many students rely on the bus systems to get them to their off-campus residencies.
Yet the process to do so is not always simple. Molly Pippett is here to tell us more.
Blacksburg Transit, the bus service used by Virginia Tech, has several different bus routes operating every day to bring students to, from, and around campus. Some of these routes, however, run more frequently than others. For example, the Patrick Henry route operates every 10 minutes on weekdays and every 30 minutes until 2:30 a.m. on weekends. Meanwhile, students who live along the Harding Avenue route wait for buses that run every 40 minutes during the day and every hour after 9 p.m. In between the large gaps in time when the bus visits the last Harding Avenue route, the sun sets and students are left to walk in the dark.
It's really hard past basically 6 o'clock to, if you're on campus, to get back to your apartment, which is really frustrating. There's still classes going on, so it's really frustrating when you can't basically get home other than walking.
Many students are frustrated with the uneven scheduling of Blacksburg Transit and express their wish that bus routes were made more regular. Back to you at the news desk.
Thanks, Molly. To Our House, a shelter that reaches out to homeless men, provides temporary overnight housing for those in need in the New River Valley. The winter months, To Our House provides a warm place to stay at night and a hot meal for single homeless men in the area. The shelter also provides any resources the men may need to integrate back into society. Different community groups and faith-based organizations host the men each week. Some of the local hosts include Blacksburg Presbyterian and New Life Christian Fellowship. David McCann, one of the local hosts, explained more about why the program specifically reaches out to men.
There are actually several shelters and programs for women and children, especially in the Roanoke area and some other places, but where they felt the most need was for homeless men, where there are things for women and children but not really for men. And so that's how To Our House got started, was they wanted to provide that space for men as well.
Some of the men that come through the To Our House shelters have previously lived in abandoned buildings, caves, or the woods. To Our House will be offering shelter this season until March 28th. The Virginia Tech Corps of Cadets introduced a LGBT group this semester for the first time in the Corps' history. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender program is in response to the ban on the Don't Ask, Don't Tell military policy in 2011. The main purpose of the organization is to make the Corps more inclusive to all orientations. The brand new initiative hopes to provide support to the LGBT members of the Corps while serving as an educational platform for all members.
Our two-pronged attack, if you will, to help educate the Corps of Cadets towards, basically the day-to-day lives of the LGBT community in the Corps of Cadets, as well as to provide a support group for cadets in the community.
So far, Hero is offering a voluntary training session to interested members of the Corps. The full program design is still in the works, with having had only 2 meetings so far.
The Blacksburg Police Department not only keeps us safe, but also provides several outreach programs with the aim of bringing the community together. These programs aim to increase safety, communication, and community relations for the residents of Blacksburg, providing all different members of the community an open communication line with the police department.
Our chief has a different philosophy than most chiefs. We do take the bad guys to jail, but we're there for anything that you may have to offer, and we accept ideas because we don't have all the answers, but we try to engage in whatever activities out there.
The department has actively been promoting the Be Safe Blacksburg and No Hokie Left Behind campaigns since the death of university student Hannah Graham. Just ahead on the news feed, the Hokies add a new addition to the athletic staff.
That story and more after the break.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov.
Hello, and welcome back to the newsfeed.
Even though it's the off-season for the Virginia Tech football team, head coach Frank Beamer is still busy putting together his coaching staff for the coming fall. Head coach Frank Beamer announced that Zon Burden will become the new wide receivers coach for the Hokies after the departure of former coach Aaron Moorhead. Burden coached for the Old Dominion University for the past 3 seasons, serving as the passing game coordinator. Burden is known as a relentless and hard-nosed recruiter that Coach Beamer believes will be a good fit in the Hokie Nation.
They were all chattering about it. They were pretty excited about it. I've only heard good things about him, so I'm excited for it. Heard he's qualified, and I'm excited to get this season on the road and get it ready.
The receiving corps made huge strides last season as the top 3 receivers were all freshmen, including Isaiah Ford, who led the team in receiving yards and set freshman records for the most receptions, yards, and touchdowns. Burden is expected to join the staff this week.
The Virginia Tech wrestling team hosted their first match of 3 in the Moss Arts Center against number 12 University of Virginia. Newsfeed reporter Tamara Brown has more on this story.
The last time the Hokies met with the Cavaliers at the Virginia Duels, the Hokies won by 1, making it the 10th win over UVA in the past 11 times the teams have met. Nick Bracetta, ranked 6th at 157 pounds, wrestled for the first time since November 9th due to an elbow injury. Bracetta won his match against Andrew Atkinson 8-3.
I have wrestled in a lot of events, and I don't think anything really compares to that. Come from a big high school with a lot of wrestling background, so we've had big duels there and big tournaments, obviously, but that was really different. It was awesome. Obviously, the venue was just different, more intimate with fans. There's 1,200 people in there, which isn't really a lot. I mean, we could probably get more in Castle, but it was loud, and the way that building carried the sound and everything like that, it was awesome.
Virginia Tech beat Pitt 26-10 on Friday. Kevin Dresser received his 123rd dual win after the match.
I was excited with the win. I was more excited about our effort. I thought we gave great effort, and that's what we've been struggling with across the board as a team, in 2015. And so we did a really good job fighting today. And when you fight hard, you win close matches, and so we won some close matches.
The Hokies won their third match at the Moss Arts Center against NC State. Devin Carter had his 37th pin over the weekend, tying him for second all-time at Virginia Tech. This is Tamara Brown reporting for the Newsfeed.
The Virginia Tech wrestling team will host Duke for senior night in Castle Coliseum on February 14th at 7 p.m.
When a celebrity comes to Blacksburg for an event, they usually take all the spotlight. The people who make the magic happen rarely receive recognition. Legendary comedian George Lopez came to Blacksburg Thursday for a comedy show held in Burris Auditorium. The show was put together by VTU, a student-run organization that puts together events for the student body. Any event at Virginia Tech takes a lot of time to put together and plan. Director of the Lively Arts for VTU, Michael Brown, explains in detail.
I finally relax when all the volunteers go home at the end of the night. That's pretty much it. That's when it's over. All the people have left. The stage sound people are gone. Truck's been loaded up. And you can just go home and go to sleep. And then you're on to your next show.
Being a part of VTU is a very time-committed job, and it is based 100% on volunteered time. To bring a star to Blacksburg for a show, VTU goes through a middle agent to contact the celebrity. Once booked, VTU needs to start spreading the word and working on what they need to make the event successful. Helping Hokies fix flat tires and maintain their personal bikes, the Hokies Bike Hub provides resources and one-on-one help for the students who bike to class. New this year, the Hokie Bike Hub has additional programs that have just begun this semester. Here's Carol Lucarelli with more on the new services available from the Hub.
I'm standing outside the Perry Street parking garage where the Hokie Bike Hub is offering workshops this spring semester to Virginia Tech students.
Starting this semester, the Hokie Bike Hub is hosting repair and maintenance workshops 5 days a week, teaching basic bike maintenance skills, everything from when and how to oil a bike chain, shifting and braking adjustments, wheel alignments, how to fix your own flat tires, and other various adjustments, all of which can be performed at the Hub on campus with a little help from Assistant Director Peter Chudzik or his student interns.
I'm here to help people fix their own bikes, so I actually don't do any work on anybody's bike. I can walk you through the diagnosis, what might be wrong. If you need any replacement parts, we can make a list so you can go to the local bike shops and get what you need. And otherwise, I don't do any work on the bicycles.
Students can take advantage of the formal themed workshops every Monday and Thursday, or come to the open shop at their convenience to get one-on-one assistance, helping Virginia Tech students and faculty become more comfortable commuting by bike throughout the year.
I like seeing people learning and coming in and needing my help less and less all the time.
With its new additional resources, the Hokie Bike Hub can help the Virginia Tech community improve with the easy, healthy, and environmentally sustainable benefits of a more bike-friendly campus.
I'm Carol Lucarelli reporting from Blacksburg, Virginia for the Newsfeed.
The Hokie Bike Hub looks forward to reaching out to more members of the Virginia Tech community as the spring semester brings warmer weather.
How well do you know your local bar bouncer? The bouncers at some of the most well-known bars in downtown Blacksburg have more in common with Virginia Tech students than we think. Students at Virginia Tech come out to downtown Blacksburg for a casual night out at their favorite local bar. At the entrance of bars like Hokie House, Sharky's, Big Al's, and Top of the Stairs are bouncers like Adam Bronze that have a hard time balancing school with unusual work shifts.
Probably comes down to the school part. If you're taking classes, it's just the whole working until 4 in the morning. You know, on certain game nights, the busiest nights of the year, it's until the sun comes up at 6 in the morning.
With hundreds of students visiting the same bars multiple nights a week, students are strongly encouraged to get to know their bouncers. After all, it is always better to have a friend at the door than just another stranger.
That will wrap up this edition of the Newsfeed. If you have a story idea for the Newsfeed, let us know. Send us an email at thenewsfeednrb@gmail.com. Thanks for watching. I'm Tamara Brown.
And I'm CJ Fiala.